we'd like to summarize what we've been able to accomplish over the past few years and give you a sense of where we're going in the future. This is our home site, and we try to make the point about infrastructure standards generally. We believe that it is the most effective way for us to get to ownership, to manage our facilities in the most cost-effective way, but it does take place. So here we have results to show for it. Here we have what do we have here? Would you like to hide all webcams and stop sharing? Doing so. What does it mean? Would you like to hide all webcams and stop sharing your webcam? Oh, I guess so. I guess I'll stop it. Well, you saw that, George. So I'm going to move ahead here, assuming I can still proceed with an example of how we want to be able to show our results without having to redo this. So here, this is a page from our annual report, and it points out two areas that we're rather proud of. We're reporting the National Electrical Code. We managed to get a significant one that will take the sizes of transformers down. Also, we created this, catalyzed the American National Standard for a custodial standard with the Simon Institute. So if I go through here, you can see since our engagement began in roughly, we began right in this area here, but we began becoming effective right in this area here, 2002. We were managing to rationalize some of the requirements for flash hazard calculations. We got fire pumps used to have to be tested every week. We got them rolled back to testing every month. There were proposals that ASHRAE put out there to put timers on every other outlet in every occupancy in the United States. We were able to limit that to, we were able to scale that back so that it did not apply to student residence facilities, dormitory rooms, and to classroom buildings. Aluminum conductor torque tables, this is important because now it permitted electricians to torque copper aluminum wiring more effectively and safely, and that means you can cut the material cost of wiring down by 2/3. Similarly, we were able to get the service transformer for lighting only. That was changed just this past cycle. Of course, we've mentioned the custodial standard here, which we believe by leveling the playing field among our suppliers that we can get better prices that way. There's many reasons why this custodial standard will deliver results on this order. And we are contemplating some success in getting electrical power systems rationalized a bit more. That'll be at least as significant a code advocacy achievement as this one. But we still have a little bit of work to do. So that gives you a sense of where we've been. I'd like to give you a sense of where we're going on a more recent one, just in the past few weeks, as a matter of fact. Everyone is aware that ASHRAE is fairly active, and I wanted to give you an example of what ASHRAE has done. This would be a typical proposal out of ASHRAE. This is their green building code, and what they're asking for here, which caught our eye, was that they're asking for basically more sampling of outdoor air. And we ran this by our mechanical engineers. They felt that this was excessive. These are expensive devices to sample this air, and there's a fair amount of programming and wiring that's involved in this. So we made a proposal, or at least we commented on this, and what you'll see here, first of all, this is what this demand control ventilation does. When you look at a building, this is the device that actually was in play, and this is what it's supposed to accomplish. and depending on how the occupancy is being used, there's an attempt to try to control building ventilation by the amount of carbon dioxide. So we were able to make a comment to say that the 500 CFM outdoor airflow was a bit too much, too expensive, and was not cost effective. This came out of Dennis Appel, my colleague there, and you'll see that the committee said, well, the committee has reviewed and considered proposed revision, and it looks like it's an appropriate adjustment. So they basically agreed with us, and that just happened a little more than a month or so ago. So that's kind of an example of what we try to do. This is coming at us hourly. This is just a worksheet for what we did. I hope that gives you a sense, George and Kevin, what I'm trying to do with these videos. So I'm going to try to upload this on YouTube, and obviously I'm going to be a little bit more, I'm going to be quite a bit more polished about this. I'll probably have a script, but this is just a sample for you. Hi George and Kevin. I want to give you a sense of what I'd like to be able to do with these 1-minute clips. So let's cut right over to our statistics page, and when I go over here, I'll hit a advocacy achievement page, and I'll give a brief summary of what we're trying to accomplish here. If we get a little closer, I can explain, for example, that standards advocacy, which we began basically in 1997. 5 years later, we were able to make some gains here. This had to do with my vote on the National Electrical Code. So we believe, frankly, conservatively, that it avoided cost on this order. We got fire pump testing rolled back to once a month from once a week. That's a 72% savings there in O&M cost. We rolled back a proposal to put timers on every other outlet in the world. We got an exception placed for classrooms and dormitory rooms. We provided electricians the ability to understand how to properly torque aluminum, and when they do that, we can cut our wiring cost by 2/3. We got service transformer KVA reduction. That was just done in this class code cycle. It's the subject of a feature article on ECNM magazine at the moment, and this takes us down to this allows you to reduce the transformer by about 2/3. Obviously, the Custodial Institute getting benchmarks set for competitive bidding, as well as service provision and public health. We believe that it's such a large part of our industry that this is a major accomplishment by getting it on a ANSI standard. And we're going to try to duplicate the savings here, up here. We have some work to do a bit. That's why we're putting it out there, but we think we can get close to that. So in addition to all that, there's many other things. But for the moment, I want to just give this as a sample to you. And hopefully I'll learn to script these and get them all done in 1 minute.